If you're going to a fundraiser that's given in part by this guy who has a company that is pulling up natural gas, are you the right guy to go after these people?
Well, I didn't realize he does that.
Golly gee, I had no idea that the man who was about to raise money for me was this involved in this major fossil fuel project, and that I was going to do that the day after I went on stage at the CNN Climate Change Town Hall to talk about how serious I was about taking on the climate crisis. More from his explanation.
I was told if you look at the SEC filings, he's not listed as one of those executives.
So Biden there is specifically referring to the no fossil fuel money pledge that a lot of candidates have taken. He took it, promising not to take money from fossil fuel executives, fossil fuel companies. It seems from that he's broken that pledge, but more on that in a moment because there were some other bizarre moments of his from the town hall that I wanted to get to. Firstly, or secondly, listen to how he responded to a question about how he would deal with insurance companies refusing to cover people in at-risk areas as the billions in cost of climate change rack up. I think it was $91 billion last year alone.
And so we'll be telling people, don't build in these places here.
But what about the people that are already there?
The people who are already there are going to be in real trouble.
But that doesn't answer the question. You just reiterated the premise. The question was how you would fix it. Okay. Here's also how he talked about how he'd deal with the systemic burning of the Amazon rainforest by far-right leader of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro.
If I'd been president today, I would have at the G7 made sure this became the topic. There would be no empty chair. I would be pulling the G7 together. I would be down with the president of Brazil saying enough is enough.
That reminded me of the time Hillary Clinton said that she told Wall Street to cut it out after they were doing these risky bets and they crashed the economy because, you know, that's what makes a difference as a leader. Yikes. So there were a lot of bad answers, and to top it off, Biden's eyes started to fill with blood toward the end of the town hall, which I obviously take no pleasure in saying. He seems to really be struggling. Joe Biden has done some good things in his career, although, look, his incorrect decisions are glaring, and he's unapologetic for them, which is exceedingly relevant in this presidential race. But I don't want to speculate too much on a man's health. His cognitive issues or his decline seems to be a bit glaring, and I do wish him the best in that regard. But back to the climate change executive question. So what are the facts there? What was being brought up there? Andrew Goldman, a co-founder of Western LNG, a natural gas production company based in Houston, Texas, is co-hosting one of two high-dollar fundraisers Biden will attend in New York on Thursday. Western's major project is a floating production facility off the northern coast of British Columbia designed to provide Canadian gas to markets in Northeast Asia. Goldman also served as an advisor to Biden when he was in the Senate and is an investment banker, so best case scenario, involved investment banking. Best case scenario for Biden, he's just fundraising from another Wall Street guy. That's still not great for the Democratic electorate in this climate as we become more aware of campaign finance reform. Here was Joe Biden's campaign's response. Simone Sanders, his campaign spokesperson, who inexplicably went from working for Bernie Sanders to Biden, said that Goldman is not an executive. He's merely on the board of the company, which is so much better. Yeah, he's just a co-founder and major shareholder in it, but not involved in the day-to-day operations. So why are you so pissed off, guys? Biden basically just found a loophole to still raise bundles of cash from rich guys without technically breaking his pledge. So look, it's just sad because Joe Biden doesn't need to be doing this. He's tarnishing his reputation for what? For a third failed bid at the presidency? I know he's leading in the polls, but I'll say it again. It's soft support when it comes time for the Iowa caucuses, for the New Hampshire primaries, where people actually have to vote in the voting booths. I do not see Biden prevailing there. These performances are just too pathetic, and his constant flubs and seeming inability to remember things, that's going to take a hit to the voters who think he has the best chance to defeat Trump. Because when someone's showing obvious signs of decline in that area, that doesn't give them a great shot to defeat this Looney Tunes president that we've got. We need someone on their game. So that narrative is crumbling before everyone's eyes.